Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Europa Universalis IV. This is Emperor, and we are Lubeck, and we're at war. I left the last episode in one of my trademark cliffhangers, and we are definitely up against it. We are going to be fighting 11,000 with our 7. However, I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. First of all, Mercenaries. I do think that we have the finances available to recruit some. Probably not one of the more expensive, although we probably could afford them. But I don't really see the point in getting... Actually, shock damage received would be quite nice. Not to mention having a general with 4 shock damage. Actually, maybe we do want the Reichslaufer. It'll cost most of our money, but we will still be earning cash. You know what? I think we are. We're going to get the Reichslaufer right now. How do I recruit them? Like that. So we'll need to hold on to Lubeck while they arrive. They arrive in the June. Oof. Takes a month? Okay. And then the other thing is our trade fleet out here is liable to get caught by Mecklenburg's combat galleys. And I don't really want that to happen. So what we are going to do is we are going to speak to Denmark and say, hey Denmark, we're going to need to wait a day. And then we're going to go ask for fleet basing rights. Oh, really? That much? Okay, Mecklenburg doesn't seem to be leaving port yet. So I'm going to try and sneak in if we can. We can always try and run away from that battle, though they are leaving port. And we need to fight. We need to go and attack right now and kill as many of these stacks as we can. We should be able to reach these guys no problem. Bish bash bosh. The question is whether these are going to arrive in time to support them. So we're going to go to Wismar. We'll try and catch those guys. That's 6,000. That's going to be 9,000. That's probably too much. So we're going to head into Lubeck. Actually, no, we'll stay here in Lauenburg and stop these troops being built. We're in the forest. That's going to give us a better advantage than Lubeck. And this is also going to allow us to siege down the castle here. Now, they are clearly trying to raise more troops. You know what, Wismar? It's woods. I think I'm going to wait for these guys to arrive. Now, the question is, are they going to arrive in full strength? No. So we need you to leave. Oh, I can't merge you together. Interesting. Did my fleet escape? Oh, they did. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Well, we're going to get blockaded. And actually, the blockade's going to really hurt my trade income. Didn't think of that one. So how much can I take in loans? 8. So that's going to be 4 months worth of money, basically. Per loan-ish. It actually kind of looks like you guys have begun gaining your morale incredibly slowly. We are still military tech ahead of them. We should probably be trying to make use of that. But it's also going to be very important for us to take Lauenburg, seeing as Lauenburg is the objective here. And we are actually earning money from looting Lauenburg. So we're going to continue looting this. We're going to try and take the city itself. This is going to allow us to recover morale for the Mercenaries. Lauenburg's not going to be able to add any troops. We'll take Lauenburg City. That's going to start ticking war score for us. And then we're going to try and knock these guys out of the war if we can. Mecklenburg, I don't really have any interest in taking Mecklenburg. It's too big. So Lauenburg we're definitely taking. We're going to be vassalizing that. We'll have to see what the aggressive expansion cost is going to be for taking the rest. But knocking Mecklenburg out of this war for money, I think would be very valuable. So I think that might well be the next step. 21%. We can probably go up to speed 3 while we're waiting for that to tick over. An exceptional year! 1452 has seen a fine harvest and an excellent environment for traders and entrepreneurs. This has proven a blessing for the nation's tax base, generating higher income for the realm. So I'm going to take the straight up 11 ducats. I don't really want the taxes right now. I just need cash. And there we go. Lauenburg is over. I think I'm going to give it until the end of the month so we get a tick of garrisons. And then we're going to attack the armies in Wismar. Now, what's their general like? Their best commander is a level 2 shock. We have a level 4 thanks to the mercenary captain. And that might actually be the best thing about the mercenaries. They're running away. They don't believe they can beat us. We have much higher morale because of the technology advantage. And we have the mercenaries who are better at fighting. Election. I think we are going to keep Fabian around. He is 41. He's now going to be a 655. And we're down to 65 Republican tradition. That's fine. And here we go. First victory, second victory of the war. And I think we're going to go to Rostock and then Neubrandenburg because these guys are going to need to be stack wiped. Like that. Alright, excellent. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this army in half. We're going to send the mercenaries to Rostock. We'll leave one set there and we'll send one to Wismar. I don't want them raising more troops. I don't think that they'll try to counterattack us. We shall see. Manpower is still looking fine. Saxe-Lauenburg is on low enthusiasm. Mecklenburg is on medium. They're not going to take much to piece out of this. Just a couple of occupations would probably do it. Let's go and merge these two armies again. It looks like these guys are staying back. In fact, are you at war with Austria? No, just me. In fact, let's go to Lubeck, because they're not going to have many troops. They have more troops than I thought. Let's not stick... Actually, let's stay here. It's fine. This is Forest. They might... Yeah, they're going to come for us, so we're going to back off. They may try to siege down Lauenburg, but its garrison is going to be recovering, and I'm hoping that we can take Rostock. Are you any good at sieging? No. Are you any good at sieging? No. But this is enough. We only need 3,000 men to be sieging this place down, so as long as you don't take that much more attrition, we can sit here fairly safely. And then we'll knock Mecklenburg out, and that should be a big help. And then we just need to take out Lubeck and Verden. And this is also going to be earning us a bunch of power projection. Like, these are 3 of our rivals that we're fighting at the moment. So this is going to be a pretty good result. This is also going to get rid of the Mecklenburg Navy. When that happens, we might be able to turn the tables and start blockading them. And I quite like the sound of that. So let's unmothball you. Shouldn't be too expensive. We just need this siege to happen soon. So hurry up! Mecklenburg and Magdeburg are allied, but they shouldn't be able to call them in. And thankfully Denmark's not fighting anything. And I still have my defensive alliance through the trading posts and also all of my allies throughout the area. One thing I will do is continue improving relations with my allies, like so. Just to make sure that we keep them all on side. So we still have 11,000 men. They have 8,000. So we outnumber them. Mecklenburg's enthusiasm's gone up again, unfortunately. But as soon as Rostock falls, their enthusiasm should falter. It should fade away. I wonder if I can release anything out of Mecklenburg. Break them down a tad. Not sure. Possibly. Possibly. Well, it's nice to see that the mercenary recruitment is actually pretty good. Ah, and we can also see how many troops they have still here. So they have 7,800 men still remaining, and they will be regaining another 38 every month. They are also taking all of the attrition right now. My regular forces aren't. So we're sticking here on maximum manpower. We haven't actually lost any yet. However, our treasury is going to run out soon. Merchants call for increased imports. The influence of a powerful guild has driven up prices of naval supplies in Lubeck. It has come to the point where traders are finding it cheaper to import goods from abroad to compete with the local prices, something they claim is becoming more difficult due to the current Lubeckian legislation on imports. Relaxing customs would give our merchants a chance to make beneficial agreements where naval supplies are produced, but the guilds, who are vehemently opposed to this, do serve their purpose as well. So we can allow the imports, which will make the traders more powerful but lose the guild some, or vice versa. The vice versa would lose the traders, it would increase unrest in Lubeck, but we would get 25% more production efficiency. And production efficiency right now would be quite lucrative because it is not blockaded. So I think we're going to take that. We'll take the unrest. We have 0.01. When we station an army on there, it'll be fine. There goes Rostock, so Mecklenburg should now want out. They do indeed. So we're going to wait until we get into Lubeck, and then we'll peace them. For money, of course. Okay, so Mecklenburg. We need to peace you out. We will need our advisor back. Sue for peace. All the money. And war reps. You can steer me trade. Oh no, you can't steer trade. Steering trade is quite expensive. And I can tell you to end your alliances. That sounds good to me. Okay. And there we go. Lubeck has been done. That is another change from Emperor, by the way. You see that I didn't have to wait a day. I actually unpaused it and then paused it again. I'm so used to that. Peace deals are now instant. You don't need to wait that extra day in case... apparently there are a couple of things related to that pause where the AI will go, circumstances have changed. No, as soon as you make that offer, it's accepted. Boom. Finished. Okay, so it is now our 11,000 against their 8,000. They are in forest. There is no river crossing. We outnumber them. We have better quality troops. We are, I think, still ahead of them in technology. We are. This should be an easy victory again. And man, we are doing some serious damage. Stack wipe! Oh, hell yes! Okay, so what we are going to do is split our army down again. Lubeck is going to be... Mercenaries, you're going to stay there. And then this army is going to go to Verden. We don't quite have enough troops to siege down Lubeck, but that's okay. So I think what I might do is send you to Stad to stop these guys from rising. They are building some troops here as well, but so be it. In fact, I only need 1,000 men there, so I think what I'll do is send the cavalry over here. So that we can at least start sieging down Lubeck. Improvements in trade technology. Our merchants have picked up a few new concepts when it comes to handling trade through their encounters with foreign merchants. They think that, with some investment to try it out, will be very beneficial for Lubeck in the long term. So we can gain Diplo for inflation, or we can gain just a little bit. We're going to have natural inflation reduction. It doesn't look like we'll need to take any loans for this war as things stand right now, so I think we'll go ahead and do that. Also... let's go merge our fleets together and go and fight these guys. 12 against 7, they could bring out another 3, which would be 12 against 10. Do they have galleys? No, those are all light ships. We'll stick here and see what they do. Because we're being caught outside of our, like, best area. They have an admiral, we don't. Okay. Slightly dangerous. Send you to sell. Hopefully we can get there before this guy gets built. 11th of February. Nope. However, we have 2,000 men, they have 1,000, we have a general, they don't. They just arrived. We should be able to kill that army. Boom, another victory. Alright, how's the navy doing? We actually have better morale. 2.3 against their 2.2. They have the better combat width, but that's kind of irrelevant. Austria has announced Burgundy as a new rival. Okay, so this is the overhauled naval battles. Something that I was also hoping to show off. There is a new category of ship, basically. Not like light ships or whatever. It is fleeing ships. So it used to be ships are either fighting, in reserve, or dead. Now there are some ships which have run out of morale and withdraw from the fight before being sunk. So for example, we have this ship here, which seems to be at 0 morale. It is, and that has withdrawn. The ones in purple, I think, are the ones which are currently disengaging. So green is fighting, purple is disengaging, red is disengaged. So we have beaten their morale, effectively. So a bunch of their ships are running away. 2 of them are disengaged without being sunk. And then there are still 3 of them fighting on. We have 1 ship, the Engel, which is disengaged. Then all of our ships have taken a fairly even amount of damage. So this is a good result for us. I'm not quite sure why. Apparently galleys out in the open are still better than light ships out in the open, at least at this stage. We sank 2 of their light ships. We didn't capture any, unfortunately. And then we're going to continue on to the Helgoland bite and hopefully start blockading. Although, now I'm looking at that area, I don't think there's anything for us to blockade. So we may as well go and repair. Or in fact, even better, let's go and send you lot back to Lubeck, and then we'll get the trade ships and continue protecting trade in Lubeck. I think that's probably an even better idea. Yes. This has actually been an incredibly successful war. So Verden is willing to peace out. Verden is these guys. So I would like from you money. I would like from you war reps, which you won't accept, so we do need to siege you down. The Mamluks accepted peace with Venice. Venice will give Cor Duranzo to Albania. Venice will give Kataro to Serbia. Venice will end their overlordship over Naxos. And the Mamelukes just smashed the Venetians there. Okay, so you guys are back. We're going to select just the light ships, send you on a protect trade in Lubeck. They'll repair, and then they'll head out again. We have enough sailors to cover the repairs. That's all fine. Venice are announcing the Ottomans as a new rival. Lots of big rivals being announced at the moment by those guys. Innovativeness is currently going down because somebody has gotten Diplo 5 before we did, unfortunately. And we need how many troops to each of this? 3. So I can actually get rid of you and not suffer attrition on my regular forces. We took almost no damage. Like, all of the damage was taken by the mercenaries. This was really, really successful. I'm actually astonished how well this went. I was expecting to be, like, fighting by the skin of our teeth, just about holding the fort at Lubeck. It didn't even get attacked. Since Erwin von Legerk started providing advice for the trade developments in Lubeck, internal trade has strengthened at the cost of curtailed imports and increased state regulation. While the decisions to improve infrastructure have been appreciated, recent suggestions have caused many influential people to question the philosophy. They argue that the Syndic is taking Owen van Lengerk's advice too readily, and that we should look for mutually beneficial deals with other nations, rather than seeking to dominate every area of trade. So we lose Republican tradition but gain mercantilism, or he leaves. That's a bit annoying. But I'll take the mercantilism. It's a thing which is useful throughout the entire game. Whereas Republican tradition is something you can regain. Especially now that we have Republicanism. So there goes the Siege of Verden. So Verden we can now peace out for money and... oh, we can even humiliate them. Haha! Magnificent! And you can annul your treaty with Burgundy. Just to annoy you. Send. I'm not used to not having to unpause there. One of our units did get exiled, so we'll need to send you home and then back out again, but that shouldn't be a problem. Especially your cell has already fallen, so we're just waiting for Lüneburg fort to fall. And then this war is done. Merchants worried about the lack of protection. With our focus on free trade, our merchants are concerned that they're not getting the support they would get under a more mercantilist policy. Lose Diplo for mercantilism, absolutely. Also, you lot can be mothballed. I can probably even drop maintenance now. Everyone around me is training, which is interesting. And we would certainly have the money to do that. And there it is. Battle of Limburg is done. So, query. If I were to vassalize you, how much aggressive expansion would this provide? Between 1 and 25. Now, can I vassalize both? And see how that stands. So nobody gets particularly pissed if I do this. So we absolutely could vassalize both. Now, here's another question. What's your total development? So that's a 14, that's, oh, it's only a 5. That's a 19 versus my 17. So they would have more total development than I do. But I have a lot of money. I have loads of cash. And I can also invest a little bit of monarch points into developing their territories to keep the liberty desire down. So I think what I am going to do is vassalize Lauenburg. And take their money, of course. again, don't need to unpause. And then Saxe-Lauenburg. We need to wait for our diplomat. We are going to make into a vassal. We'll take all of the money. We'll check this. This only gets us 5 AE. So taking these guys without CB, I think, is what caused all the problems. We gain power projection. We've actually got 65 power projection already. And this has been incredibly successful for us. What a great start. Alright, we'll vassalize you. Didn't unpause it that time. Alright, so we have gotten all of that. Now we are definitely going to disband you. You did your job well. Thank you very much, Reichslaufer. This will remove the unit completely from the game, and you will no longer have to pay maintenance costs for it. By disbanding a mercenary company, they will not be available to be hired until they've recovered their manpower, which will be in 1457. So it's only 3 years from now. They really didn't suffer that much. And our own forces took 600 manpower damage total. What a great result. Okay, so these two are a little bit pissed with us. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop improving relations with our friends. We're going to start improving relations with these guys. Syndic Fabian has become a bubbling buffoon. That's unfortunate. Mecklenburg has announced Hamburg as a rival. Costly embargo against you, so that can be ended. Now I just need my people back. 28th of November. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, improve relations with you. Improve relations with you. And I think I'm going to risk not investing anything in them. Because I'm pretty sure that while they have a truce, they can't declare an independence war. And that truce will last for 5 years. And that should be more than enough time to placate them. Alright, awesome. So we have no rivals. We have eclipsed everybody and gotten ourselves 70 power projection. What a cracking start. So we're definitely rivaling Mecklenburg. Sorry, Mecklenburg. And Brunswick, I think. Hamburg is in the trade league, so we don't want to do them. And Brandenburg's an ally. So Brunswick, I think, would work. Then we'll take a quick look at the coalition map mode. And this doesn't seem to be working properly because these guys should be a lot darker red. I mean, they do have a minus 30. AE is still at 50, right? Yeah, these aren't coloured at all. I don't think that map mode's working. Interesting. What a phenomenal result. Blimey. So we're making money. Lots and lots of money. I think I am going to just start training you. Why not? And we could also build a building. And I already know what that building should be. Marketplace. Oh hell, we could even get a church as well. Why not? But the marketplace I think is going to be the more important. Especially because this place is worth so much trade power. Let's do it. I'm actually a little bit frightened of Lubeck now. I know that we've got to play a Lubeck on the multiplayer. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, well, we can go back to speed 4. I think I'm just going to throw in another quick save here. Why not? Guilds push for mercantilist reforms. Mercantilist economic theory has become fashionable amongst influential guild members lately. They are, of course, highly knowledgeable in these matters, and also coincidentally likely to benefit from the policies they are backing. Others are not as likely to benefit. Powerful traders operating internationally claim that these theories constitute a dead end, and will fight tooth and nail to prevent the Republic from adopting them. With the support of the guilds, it may be possible, but not without political upheaval. So we can't afford to explore dead ends. Traders gain influence, guilds lose, but we gain diplomatic power. Or we lose some admin and diplo, but we gain mercantilism. I mean, I feel kind of bad that we keep going against the traders, especially as I do actually want the traders to be in power. But at the moment, the aristos are remaining. And the guilds have taken over, which... construction cost. Right, that's a thing that I probably should have waited for. Never mind. Meanwhile, we're now earning 7.2 ducats from trade. Madness! Absolute madness. Prestige is looking good. Power projection is looking good. It's actually giving us free monarch points. The thing which I'm a little bit concerned about is our Republican tradition. So we're going to have quite a lot of downtime between Fabian Schmidt and whoever our next ruler is. But starting with such a great ruler, like straight out the door, he's no Medici, that's for sure. But still, it's a very good start. Do they? Yeah, they still have Cosimo. I love Cosimo. 655. And in fact, he's a Signora. So his re-elections are every 11 years. Or was it 12 years? Long time, regardless. He's 65, still going. Favourite ruler in the game. Cosimo de' Medici starts as that skilled. That's not from re-election. That's his starting stats. Courier Controller has picked a Golden Bull, so we now have the Institution Embracement cost and the Institution Embracement spread. Speaking of which, Mecklenburg. We're currently protecting trade, but I think we probably do want to be spreading the institution here. How is that doing? Yeah, we've barely even started. Although, actually, if we take a look at some of our neighbours, we are already... oh, no. Hamburg's at 10% already. Blimey. In fact, if Hamburg's at 10%, I don't need to worry. Hamburg will spread it to me because they like us. Plus, Lauenburg, Limburg, and Cell are all mine now. Your independence desire is going up, not down. That's not acceptable. Ah, and we're also going to be losing Diplo power because I'm now 2 over my Diplo slots because of the 2 vassals. No matter. Unfortunate passing of Fabian Schmidt forces us to hold a premature election. That is very annoying. So what do we need? I mean, military technology would allow us to remain... Sorry, military advisor would allow us to stay ahead in Miltac, which we have almost done. Though I'd quite like to stay ahead in Diplo, because that will give us the 20% faster Diplo upgrades. Oh yeah, coastal defences. I totally forgot about coastal forts. We'll talk about that in a minute. That also gives the traders influence. I think we're going to go with the diplomat. This is also partially a question about which national idea are we going to go first, and it's almost certainly going to be economic. So, you know what, we're going to go with the bureaucrat, so that we can double down and get the advisor. That guy died really early. He was like 41, wasn't he? That's really unfortunate, considering the amount of Republican tradition we spent on him. Oh well. Loose lips. Yeah, Soltau, not very good. 45. He's older than the guy who just died. Are you still training? Oh, no you're not, because the previous ruler died. So we're going to make you into a general, and we're going to keep you training. Marvellous. And are we at our force limit? We are not. So I think we should probably go ahead and recruit another 3 infantry so that we remain at our force limit and we continue recruiting more troops. Being at the force limit will also mean that we benefit more from drilling. And also makes us much, much scarier for everybody else around us. So this doesn't have an ahead of time bonus. There's no institution bonus with that either. I think I'm going to wait until we hit a -5. That means that somebody's got level 6 already, doesn't it? No, it means that more than... It means one of our neighbours has it. That's what it means. Ragusa decided to accept shared knowledge from Siena. Speaking of which, how are we doing with trade leagues? So we have a couple of people who'd want to join, but they're all not OPMs. Actually, Mantua is, but Mantua is not going to benefit us, nor is Montferrat. Utrecht could, Bologna isn't. East Frisia could, but it's too big. Cologne could, but it's too big. Munster could, but it's too big. Same with Brandenburg. So there's actually quite a few people who really like us, and it could work with. Okay, we are now at our 10 troops again. Cell's got a revolt, so we'll need to stop you drilling and move you here. Owen van Lenker has corrupt connections. We try to keep our administration free from dishonest individuals, but we cannot always account for the friends and the contacts which got them where they are. Owen van Lengerk has unfortunately turned out to be a good example of the problems that follow from this, being skilled and personable, but somewhat gullible in his choice of associates. So he leaves, and we lose trade efficiency, or if it works, it works. It's a little corruption. We'll burn that off quickly enough. So we're fighting a battle against Cell. We do have numerical superiority. We did go in without enough morale, but we won the fight, so it's fine. And we got a shock damage received bonus, which is actually going to be really helpful. Early game, shock is king, so the less damage you take from shock, the stronger you are, which is why I hired the that mercenary company. We often pay in gold to import silk, alum, spices and pearls from the east. As trade between east and west becomes increasingly frequent, the deficit in gold in Europe becomes more apparent. Gold has become an increasingly rare commodity in our world, but the demand for such luxuries has not decreased. If we are to gain access to a source of gold outside of Europe and put an end to this bullion famine. The first Christian European power to secure a new source of gold will reap great benefits. Interesting. I wonder if that's to promote colonization. Maybe probably into Africa. Going after Mali and Songhai in that area. Loads of gold mines down there. That's interesting. Kind of prodding Castile and Aragon. Come on, go. Portugal. Go south. Go get us gold. That's a new event as well. I don't remember seeing that one before. Anyway, that is going to have to be the end of this episode, so I do hope you are enjoying this series so far. If you are, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notifications when the next video goes up. If you're really enjoying this, then do consider checking out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking, and come see me live. I am mostly a streamer these days, and you can find me at twitch.tv/MordredViking, which, and don't forget, don't think that I've forgotten to plug this. I am going to be doing a big multiplayer game of Europa Universalis IV with a bunch of other fantastic creators, including Shen, Quill18, Midgeman, Zatalia, I remembered you this time, Sir Squire, Helson Strat, and tons and tons and tons of other people. Ben Magnus, Lord Lambert. I'm just remembering names right now and plucking them out. So you should absolutely come watch that. That's going to be a fantastic game. I am playing as Holland, so it's going to be another rather tool, rather tradey, rather naval power. But this time surrounded by players who I can definitely not manipulate in the same way, probably. But it would be great to see as many of you as possible joining us for that. And that's going to be at twitch.tv/MordredViking. Finally, I do have a Discord channel, which is where the community itself does hang out. And you can find a link to that in the description below. It's always a real pleasure to see some new faces there, so please do come join us, say hello. We don't bite. And we talk about games and stuff, and if you're watching this, you're probably interested in stuff we do. So, thanks everyone for watching. I will catch you next time. Goodbye.